Hello everybody, what's up and welcome back. You're here with me, Shapeless, aka the Game Tamer. And today we're going around with everybody's favorite little turret, HK-206. High defense, high offense. He is a shooter class character with very, very little mobility. And a wee bit of utility. Let's check out the skills, shall we? We got Bullet Barrage, which is the constant stream of bullets from the left click. We got Railgun, which is fire a powerful energy blast. Mortar, it is a lobbed projectile, explosive projectile that knocks up and sets enemies on fire for 3 seconds. Fortify, you gain 20% front damage reduction, increased accuracy, and resistance to pushes, unable to move. And you can tap E again to unfortify. Then we have Swarm, which is fire a barrage of missiles. Sounds like a lot of fun. Well, let's get in there. I couldn't agree more. Let's go. The little treads that come out when he runs. Alright, there's your left click here. Here's your right click. Here's your Q. Wow, and then here's the Fortify with all things prior. There's your left click. Your Railgun, which you can fire also while shooting. And then, of course, you can still lob the mortar. Alright. Unfortifying inhibits the cooldown, by the way. Alright, let's get into it. Left mouse click increases rate of fire by 15%. Not bad. Or shots pierced through enemies. So if we have a lot of characters stacked up on top of each other, then piercing rounds would probably be the better option, but I really feel like the rapid fire option is definitely the way to go, just because the 15% is actually good and very noticeable, honestly. From here we have Ballistic Accelerator, which is during Fortify, you reduce the fall off damage at long range. So you can shoot further with maximum damage, and it's actually pretty nuts because I've actually killed people like from across the map by just spraying them with bullets. It's pretty stupid. Then we have high caliber rounds, which shots deal more damage at close range during Fortify. So this is good if you have characters that can close distance really quickly, and Ballistic Accelerator is better if you're going to be posted up on like pinpoint locations, just, you know, raining death upon people. Piercing rounds, then we have debilitating rounds, which is shots inflict weakness, which is negative 5% damage. Weakness increases with each hit, up to a maximum of 50% damage reduction. Then we have impeding fire, which shots inflict a slow per hit, up to a maximum of 30%. So also really good, very good for utility. If you're not going to be necessarily in the team fights or the damage dealer in the team fights, I would definitely say go with these. I would go debilitating rounds if the enemy carries are like high carries, like Nasus, Trip, and, you know, heavy hitters. And then we also have impeding fire, which is if they're very like slippery and fast all over the place, like Uncle Sven or things like that. I would still say that the meta choice is probably rapid fire with Ballistic Accelerator, only because I feel like you'll be able to do max damage from a large distance often. Right mouse click, we have replaces your Railgun with a mid-range cannon. On direct hit, dazes enemies. Or you can hold it and can now charge your shots for increased damage. Also very good. This is actually my choice, my usual choice, just because I like doing the extra damage, especially because you can charge it while also shooting via parallel outputs, which is during Fortify, your chest guns fire while you charge your Railgun. So you can actually start shooting your left mouse click infinitely, just about, while holding the Railgun. It's pretty nuts. Or you can have armor piercing, which charge shots pierce and add 50% armor penetration. For the hand cannon option, we have during Fortify days all enemies hit by the explosion, which is really good. Also your utility option, and then we have on direct hit, days duration is increased to 1.5 seconds. I'm not quite sure when this would be like a necessity, but I feel like concussion explosion is still really good if you need to get that CC in for your team and you're not going to be attacking from like max distance. But overall, I would honestly say charged rounds into parallel outputs is honestly, for me, your most meta choice. Q. You have explodes and pushes on impact. That's actually pretty good. Or explosion deals 40% more damage. So you have way more damage output, which is nuts. Honestly, I also go this option. Then we have heavy artillery, which your explosion deals 80% more damage. So this one I kind of choose between, because if I'm fighting on points, most likely, if I'm not holding an area, like just trying to, like, you know, fight choke points, I'll usually go heavy artillery just to kind of like lob in damage. But if I'm trying to cut off points, you would go kaboom box, because it would enable you to kind of like deter people from going through an area, kind of like what Zenobia does, but not as much or as easily. Then we have from impact trigger, we have during fortify, your cooldown is reduced by 50% if you use mortar while fortified, or you can have the mortar push people even further. Really good for getting people off of things, getting people off of points, getting people off of the sides of maps even, because that's a thing, and it's actually really funny when it does happen. However, in my opinion, I feel like mortar love and then the choice between kaboom box or heavy artillery is the way to go in this option, and honestly, I feel it's your meta choice. Now we have E, which is your fortify mode. CJ mode, gain 400 HP shield, which is actually really good, and it's a good one that I like going sometimes. Gives a 10% boost to your left mouse click. Fortifying and unfortifying is also 2 times faster. This one I do feel is your go-to, because you are fortifying and unfortifying very often. So even if the shield is really nice, I feel like this would be better used with like the close range gun stuff, where you're fortifying on top of a point instead of fortifying up looking down on a point. So you have your like eagle eye point stuff, and then you have your I'm going to be in the fight right in the middle doing damage there. We have servo boost, which unfortifying gives plus 25 stamina and a speed boost for a second, reduced cooldown also by -6 seconds, or gives a 20% damage boost to your left mouse click. Honestly, the most meta option for me in this category is rapid recalibration into power differential, just because it gives you a large, sustainable amount of damage constantly. It's just a very good route to take if you're going to be doing the damage. However, if you're going to be the, you know, I'm in here, I'm defensive, you can play him even slightly tanky almost. It's actually really crazy. But you have Earth Mover, which gives you front deflection, and unfortifying launches foes away, which is really nice for things like trip and stuff like that. Or you have immune to disruption, stun, interrupt, launch, pull, and daze effects while fortified, which is nuts. Like, this is a very much tank-oriented style. So I would, as I said before, go that route if you are going the high caliber rounds, or if you're going like the sort of like CC-ish build. Regular passives, we have double plating, which is fortify gives plus 5% frontal damage reduction. We have the mortar. Mortar increases burn duration by 1 second. Or railgun has reduced cooldown. I go the railgun mainly because most of the time I also go charged rounds, which does also decrease that as well. So you have you'd have an 8-second cooldown on your railgun as opposed to the 10 seconds. It's not amazing, but when you're just dropping bullets into people and you could just, like, you know, start charging a railgun and just fire it more often, if you can land them, they're pretty nuts. Now we have the alt passives, which is Stone Wall, you are immune to critical hits, or Shredder, 30% armor penetration for basic attacks. I would say that this is the way to go, because you can also gain 10 focus for each kill or death. That's right, death. This is very good. You have run and gun, which makes it so that you can sprint while holding bullet barrage, which is actually really funny and kind of hilarious to do. I wouldn't say that it's kind of the way to go, but if you're the one just kind of doing damage and you want to go this this increased rate of fire with, you know, bullet damage and stuff like that, then by all means, go right for it. I honestly still feel that the most meta choice would probably be Shredder into Battle Fury, but the tank options do still have their perks, which is you're immune to crits, or you get plus 15% max health, or plus 5 armor, and after using focus, you gain 200 maximum health for 5 seconds. All really nice abilities, all really great. But that is it for this portion of the video, guys. I'm going to go ahead and show you my build and what kind of damage it outputs. Alrighty, here we go. We have our mortar, which now deals about 190 damage. That's our natural basic attack. We have the charge, which does a lot of damage. And then we'll go ahead and move on to these guys. Go ahead and post up right here. This is the kind of damage you're outputting. Generally, you can also hold this for the railgun duration. As I said again, you fire that. And there you go. That's the kind of damage you're outputting. It's pretty general, not like super amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and get. Oh, I missed. Try to get my level 2 focus here. It's actually not as easy as it looks, but we're gonna try to. Oh, never mind. Hit him! Hit him! Alright, there we go. We got our level 2 focus. Alright. Now we're gonna wait our 10 seconds for this guy to come back. Alright. Now what we got here is our epic ultimate. So we go into this. I believe we can ult out of it. Yep. And there you have it. That was your rank 2 ultimate. But that is it for HK-206, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to whip that like and sub button into shape for me. And once again, and as always, you guys, stay tame. I'm going to try to do the same. And I will see you in the next one.